stronger without, I guess, putting too much weight on their set plays, right? Just allow for kind of just the creative freedom on the round, the freestyle round, and come out on top of that. Give yourself a bit more on the attack, which will then give yourself a bit more on the defense, and you can snake away the series. We'll see if that's going to be the case as we kick things off here. It's map 3 in the semifinals. Loser gets knocked out in that third, fourth place spot. Winner moves on to the grand finals here for the Nerd Street Summer Champs Open 12. And a wall up for something spicy, but okay. I don't actually know what that was for. I think it was maybe to stop a rotate early, but there's a hole in the wall, so things get a whole lot harder to stop a rotate coming on through elbow because of that. But at the end of the day, all's well that ends well here as the spike goes down and we're in a 5v5 retake.
Remember this Viper wall, there's one position for the backlines. This completely cuts off players in Castle, and it comes up now. This makes the retake infinitely easier because the players in these backlines completely isolated from the players in main, but maybe it doesn't matter because the players in main are doing their due diligence. 2 frags from Nismo. Now the Hellfire's coming on forward. Ghost scamming with the crunch. Ghost scamming with the shutdown. The wall goes huge to just split those duels nicely, and Ghost come out on top.
Yeah, I think that barrier orb was supposed to do more because you saw Nismo play that crunch well and catch it, just be able to push right through the barrier orb, and I believe find Ely, who was playing out towards main. And it's Nismo again with 3 frags on the pistol round, which is exactly what we saw on Ascent. So a good start for the Jet, closer and closer to the Seekers. And, well, Virtuoso doing Virtuoso things, just hanging on to pistols here in round 2. So looking for that full buy in round 3.
Yeah, that they will be. This is another situation where Virtuoso losing that early. I think Ghost Gaming definitely took time in on the VODs, right? I imagine they were ready to play this matchup against Virtuoso because they have had perfect counters. And look at this setup. That is so nerdy from the Cypher. I don't even know how you'd expect to break that.
I believe it was... Oh, I'm going to hang on to that thought as Apoth gets a bit aggressive for the orb and receives one in the way of death. As Iconic is able to find a frag with Classic in hand. Snake bite from Ryan, able to find the vulnerability, which means double the damage as the Viper pushes through. Vulnerable himself, but will be able to back away as the Sheriff from Chase, the Spectre from Koala, the dash onto the site, and a near flawless for round 2 for Ghost.
Yeah, before I let you say what you were going to get at there, they didn't see that Cypher trip setup. They're not going to know going forward.
Yeah, they didn't move nearly far enough into that one, but so that right there is such a tough setup to deal with, especially when you don't have a raise, the rare raise on this map for the boom bot, especially when you don't have, this is, I believe it's what Gen G played, but they played the double Sentinel. They had both Cypher and Killjoy on this map, and that was the same exact trip setup. And on top of that, if you got rid of the trips, you had to worry about the nano swarms on the site. So the Sentinels were kind of playing together to lock down one site specifically. And there's a lot of nooks and crannies and entryways for you to make, you know, free passage onto the A site. It doesn't take a whole lot to lock down B. Just lock down tunnel, you lock down B main, and you're solid. So that's what we were seeing from Gen G previously. And we see those same trips here in this one. And like you said, they go undetected. It is a switch up though. The setup going to be a bit different for Chase. Now the only one on the A site though is, I mean, a lot of utility tossed out towards mid. Trailblazer, not going to spot anything just yet. Guiding Light, though, going to grab as much info as you would need, knowing players playing out towards mid. This one needs to be careful of a backstab here.
He really does. Ooh, Ely, what is going on here? Just getting right on the edge there to try and peek forward. Spots out one back towards Castle, but nothing really exchanged just yet. The Sage still camped out up top. I love this position because you can hold double doors and you can hold the flank over mid pillar. So it's a really good position to hold on to as an attacking squad. But Ghost isn't really flanking just yet. There is someone reclaiming space up towards the nest. And Ryan, very tight position to be in. His Nismo with that flank goes good. But Lin and Apoth on the entries.
Yeah, the rifle's coming online here for Virtuoso. Koala unchecked, though, on the Jet, able to dash away. A couple of cloud bursts to keep him safe for now. Still a Spectre in hand. Apoth to fall. Spike yet to be planted. Koala won't allow it. The classic thing. What around Koala, you madman?
What the hell is that? What, Tanner, what is with this guy in this map? Every time we cast him on here, he just does something insane. How does that right click connect? I like need a second to recover. Oh, let's just watch the replay.
Oh my! How many times I have to say it? My classic
Look at
doesn't do
this.
that.
What?
Look at it's like a headshot and a body shot and a full armor.
He has Blades
Killjoy.
round 4 now, by the way. And he has an op now.
And
Oh my
Nismo,
god.
because of a solid round, a solid pistol round, has the Seekers online. So maybe not needed in this one, but I mean, bonus into bonus into bonus. You got Koala now on the operator, but the credits just online for Ghost. And this is the scariest thing, right? This is where we needed Virtuoso not to be in a situation like this where you're just giving up rounds on attack. You're not giving them up, but you're losing them, and you have less now for your defense going forward. So they need to figure something out.
Wow.
This isn't the round to do it, but Iconic does take down Koala, so the operator on the floor won't be used just yet in this round. After that, won't be picked up either just yet. It's gonna be the rifles held on to. No way for Virtuoso to grab that one as Apoth in the last tool out towards mid. It's went on top for 2 kills on the round. The operator should be retrieved as Ghosts find their 4th. Now Virtuoso back on the rifles. They got to get it figured out here.
I still don't think Virtuoso has seen this Cypher setup whatsoever. Like I think they're still unaware. Like they haven't even gotten past the gate. And when they head on into the B site, then there's that great wall for the retake. This round there was even a different one, which allows the Viper to play forward towards Pillar. So Ghost Gaming very ready. I may have doubted their breeze a little bit, but they've clearly put the work in on the back end. And now we get to see how this team plays around Koala. He is like the complete swing. He gets so much freedom on this map. They let him out of that Omen play. They allow him to do basically whatever he wants, and the team flexes around it. And we see why. Because he almost always finds impact. That's a free opener off a cheeky little gap in the smoke.
And, I mean, we are 5 rounds in, and Koala is already starting to figure it out with the operator. There is no scarier place to be than right here, right now for Virtuoso and staring down that op. Usually good for 1 like we've seen in the rounds thus far. And, well, 4 previously with just a Spectre. Virtuoso back on their rifles, already down a player. No ultimates to work with either. So no real way to turn things around as Iconic is taken down. Trying to maneuver his way through the tube. Looking for a backstab of his own. But sniffed out. Taken down. Now leaves it up to the 3 remaining who are all spotted by that guiding light.
That they are. Bit of a jiggle forward here towards the B side. Ryan as well. Looking for some info. I love where he's playing here. Like super far back, fully committed to this retake, but his utility can bide so much time off a main push. Win as well with the dart up. Ghost is basically fully committed for a quick retake here. The second Virtuoso taps the spike, they'll be ready to go, but they might not even need to wait. Koala still has the op, finds a shot. He is traded, but Ely needs a lot more. Finds one, not anymore. It's Nismo shutting it all down. Ghost 5-0.
So round 5. Usually the second rifle round for the losing team who is down 4-0. And a lot of times where we see the change in momentum, the shift in momentum at that attacking team in this situation is going to start battling back. It's usually once they get their rifles back in their hands, and just not the case. So it's not going to be until round 7 that we see Virtuoso wielding the rifles once more. This one is 3 Stingers, a Guardian, and a Spectre, and we'll see what they're able to get done with it. It's been a rough go at things as Koala continues to change up the angles, this time playing up towards Tube. Diablo Drone gets a bit of information. You got to hope to close the gap here and push onto the A site, but there's that Cypher util that hasn't been spotted just yet. Chase is going to be looking to play with it. No way. Gravwell perfect to keep him on the wrong side of the Cosmic Divide. Lin able to find a frag, locked on to come on through. So many ultimates used here. Virtuoso, if not in round 5, they're trying to battle back in round 6.
Well, that they are, but it's still winnable. Win is found too. Lin does trade, but Koala still has an op in the backlines. Updraft up and over. Flank still a factor. Is someone ready for Nismo? It's Apoth. Lesser weapon adjustment not there. Rez comes out. Koala with the blades down to a 1 versus 1. 2 cloudbursts left, but a smoke comes forward as well as on the spike. He needs to fight. Apoth can't afford to spam. They're right next to each other and straight through the smoke. It's Koala. Another clutch for this man. Ghost just cannot lose a round.
Oh, that again is a problem. Now, fortunately for Virtuoso, it's tough. That was a really that round feels kind of null and void in terms of what they gained versus what they lost. They were able to chip away at the economy, killing 4.
Look at the
and
eco
they did a
still.
lot on an eco. But yeah, the eco is not only still great for Ghost Gaming, but they used so many ults to try and secure that one. Just about every single ultimate. I don't even think the Hunter Shuri was online for Sniper in that one. I think he had to wait until death, unfortunately, to have that one in this round. But now back on rifles, we have to see if Virtuoso can do essentially the same thing, but just a bit more. 1 kill away from securing the round, and a nice recon bolt. Gonna be taken down, but gives some information that players out towards B as Koala goes aggressive. Trigger discipline with the operator. Not gonna shoot just yet. The wall goes up. This time it doesn't break. So that push through elbow needs to be a push through the window, which is where a player will be ready. Hunter Fury queued up. Win gonna find one. Find a second on the round. It's insult to injury as Virtuoso just can't breathe.
There's still a flank here. Koala is still anchoring things down. He's just going to go over this wall. Ready for the duel. Jumps on over to the classic. There's someone right next to him. Cutting down. Maybe it's hubris. A little bit too much in way of confidence. A little bit too much in way of aggression. Now the spike will come down. Hunter's already expelled, so nothing to deny this. It's a full retake, but Apoth is down to 1 HP, and the flank from Nismo is good.
Okay. Ryan with a couple of lineups. Let's go ahead and see where those landed. It's going to clear out the back corner. Nismo finds another on the round, looking for more, leaving it all up to Sniper as a recon bolt to work with, but unfortunately 3 players to worry about. Has whereabouts of Ryan, unfortunately won't win out on the duel as Ghosts secure another 7-0 the scoreline.
Wow. And those snake bites are so nice because it eliminates kind of that south side of the castle, right? You can't have a player sitting there whatsoever. They know that he has to be sitting in that little corner. They're able to flush him out quite easily. As well as Nismo, the ult found so much impact, or excuse me, not Nismo, but just the ult instead out of Win. It was Nismo on the flank who was finishing things off nicely. Virtuoso, I want to see attack pause after this. Like, I wanted to see attack pause 2 rounds ago, to be honest. This is too much momentum built against them right now. They need a lot more very soon. And this round, again, not looking like it. They don't even have those ultimates to crutch on.
Another lean towards B. Another wall up. Again, just to try and stop the flank, but vulnerability. It's just the firing squad here. A 1-man firing squad, and Ryan finding 3 kills. Viper's Pit now online. Ismo will fall. Ryan to follow. So a couple of kills traded back. Again, the damage is good for Virtuoso. They just haven't been able to secure the rounds. Now Lin off the back end of a Marshall frag. Ooh, leaves it all up to Iconic, who falls to a shock dart. No confrontation needed. A kill from just around the bend for Win, and an 8th round for Ghost Gaming.
All right, well, 8-0. No pause called just yet, so they're giving this one another try. I think I saw the operator bought in early on here, so that's a tool in their pocket. They have this lockdown as well, but I feel like the lockdown is a hard ult to get value on this map because it is so wide open. Like, yeah, you gain some space, but that can be instantly retaken the second that a wall goes down. So it's a tough one to get. It's not like a center bind where you can get a free sight off of it. And here we go again. Koala's in a new spot to find a frag. That he will not. Iconic to best him. This could be the route forward for Virtuoso.
And Iconic was going crazy on split. So it's awesome to see him kind of back to that fragging way, finding the win on that duel over the operator, over Koala with the operator. And Lin's going to have one in hand as well. So maybe we get to see a bit of what we saw on split. It is unfortunate that it took 8 rounds to get here. The economy's been so shaky to the side of Virtuoso. As Chase pushes up aggressively, the Turk going to spot him out. He will back away and put up some util of his own, just in case somebody tries to reclaim this space. Iconic goes up. Iconic will peek. He'll win the duel again. Ghost down to their last 3. And Nismo, maybe the first to find a frag here. No, not able to do it. It's Iconic again. 3 kills on the round, looking to get Virtuoso on the board.
It's just Iconic versus the world. Win here. Recovered his teammates up. Finds one off of it. He's an offer as well. You can always find his impact, but not going to be enough. So Ryan alone, 1 versus 4 clutch. Apoth totally has this red. It should be shut down right here, right now. Virtuoso finally making their way onto the board. It was just off of Iconic, man. Great heads-up play there to find the fight up towards the halls, take out Koala on the op. That feels like the linchpin for this entire game. Kill Koala.
Yeah, I mean, so the question that we had for game 1 and game 2, right, is how do you deal with somebody who is absolutely fragging out like that, just feels completely unstoppable? And what you see, it's like when there's that one carry in the solo queue game, it's like, okay, guys, if we can kill the Reyna, we can win the round. And that feels like now it's kind of the name of the game here for Virtuoso. Say, hey, let's get Koala down any way that we can, and then we can look to secure the round off the back end, because he's been such a problem. And well, Nismo can add himself to that list of problems for Virtuoso, finding that first frag here in the next round.
He has been so aggressive with these flashes. Like, we've seen him fighting in for elbow control, fighting down mid. Like, he gained so much space early on, and Virtuoso, they really struggle to retake it. Like, it takes them a ton of time. See, they're still very passive here. They're still paranoid that someone could be up close to them, and it's biding so much time for Ghost to work with. Like, we're already down to a minute left on the clock, and nothing has really been garnered for Virtuoso. Just one frag that's never going to be traded. And look, it's a new setup again. Cypher this time towards B. The Viper set up towards A. And Win could be on a quick peek towards barn doors.
I mean, Nismo swings, and they're probably saying, hey, if I see anything, I'll call it. Well, Nismo's just finding the frags. Now Lin gonna fall as well. There's that swing right outside those mid doors. We see Ghost now putting Virtuoso in the same spot that they were just in a round ago, down to their last 2 players. Op shot goes wide, so Iconic stays alive for a moment longer, trying to find Ryan through the poison cloud and only able to find some damage. So really tough place for Virtuoso to find themselves. Again, you've got the lockdown available, but there's just been really no way to use it, especially here on the attacking side as you're running out of time. You're trying to hang on to your weapons, and Nismo might have other plans. Spots out the barrel, spots out the Killjoy. Iconic will fall. Now Chase gonna find Apoth here. Back turn, back stab. Quite possibly. No, Apoth stays alive. Finds a frag. Takes one away. Makes this less than a flawless for Ghost Gaming, but a round no less.
Yeah, so maybe it's kill Koala, and then also kill Nismo, and then also kill Win, because like everyone is finding their little moment in the spotlight. This is just such a nice play. Owl drone out from Win. And then it's a push off of that. Win then doubles down on the aggression. Nismo clearing space. Breeze, in my opinion, is a map where you can't stay stagnant. It's really tough to play the default on this map because there's so many positions the defenders can push from, and it's so hard to find those trade frags. We see, I mean, Virtuoso just fully struggling with that. So many of these kills are just going for free in way of Ghosts, and here goes Nismo again. Quick push forward. He sees that drone, so he'll fall back, give a little bit of respect over, but it's information regardless.
And I think that a tag came out. It didn't look like it was on Nismo, so maybe on Chase, but just both players safe. As well, there's a tag with the recon bolts. If you didn't know, now you know. Nice shock dart as well, so the lineup's learned. Here for Sniper to find some chip damage. There's that lockdown, but it only pushes you so far. You can still play on those triple. It basically just gets you away from where you can plant, and I mean, Ghosts just aren't going to give it up. Lynn's able to find a frag onto Chase, who peeked just a bit too far into the Cosmic Divide. As that lockdown falls, pop flash on the opposite side. It's Nismo right back to his fragging ways. Zealy going to slow things down for just a second. A Sniper picks up a frag onto Quinn, and the dash away will keep Koala alive for a moment longer. The spike is planted, and a 3v2 situation is where we find ourselves. As the snake bites go through, the op shot's going to go wide. Not for Lynn, though, as Koala, the last one standing, and Iconic to close things out 9-2 as we go into the last round of the half. And again, you gotta get everything here for Virtuoso, just so it doesn't come down to the pistol and the anti-eco for Ghost to close things out. 9-3 is what you need to have to mount your defense.
I don't even think 9-3 is a good half, to be honest. Like, I think it's a pretty bad half, all things considered. Like, Breeze is a map where I feel like you can get so much done with the attacker side, but Virtuoso just clearly struggling up against what Ghost is showing. And the thing about how Ghost is playing this, the aggression, the map control they're finding, it's the same deal as on that attacking side. I imagine they will find the same success getting aggro, fighting for space that they are right now once the roles are reversed. And I mean, here it is again, complete mid control for Ghost. No one from Virtuoso has an answer. Like, literally 10 seconds into the round, they know this has to be an A hit, and everyone's going to run their way on over.
This is kind of getting the glance at the growing pains. I'm trying to figure out not only a new map, but what comp works for you against the comp that you're looking at, right? There's no real defaulted comp just yet. We've got a nice mixture of everything as Ely has gained some position out towards Hook and is able to find a frag onto Nismo, but should just be a one and done as there's no possible way for that Viper to get away safely, but also no utility to flush the Viper out. So as the toxic screen goes up, Quinn gonna shoot through, not gonna find anything just yet. Ryan from downtown able to toss something out. Viper's pit, Ely in a tough spot, able to back away from the opposing Viper's molly. So not gonna fall, and a heal to come on through as Iconic takes Ryan down. Speaking of, wall goes up for Lynn, looking to play the high ground, but has the spike in hand. The spike goes down. It's in a tough spot. And I don't know if it can be retrieved. Okay, it has. It fell onto the floor, not on top of the Tetris box there, but a 3v2 situation. Ghost, mineral theft to work with. Apoth on the flank and open the door. Chasing Koala back at it again, trying to close things out. Chase slowly backs away from the pit. Koala looking to play on the inside. Will be first to contact onto Ely, but Ely finds a 3K on the round, and Chase now in a tough spot. Might just be forced to back away. 9-3. Looking quite doable here for Virtuoso. Some shots traded back and forth, but it's Sniper to close things out. And there you have it. We swap sides, and only 4 rounds away are Ghost Gaming from closing things out in 2-1 fashion. It all starts right here on the pistol.
Well, I suppose they make the best out of a bad situation there. It started off as such a rough scoreline. What was that? Like almost 8 rounds in a row, and then one comes through, the second comes back in trade from Ghost. But Virtuoso close out with a nice little streak in their favor. Now a lot rides still on this pistol run. You lose this pistol at a 9-3 scoreline, and then things really start to look rough with likely 11-3, that kind of final look. And well, I mean, we've seen Virtuoso struggle in some of these situations. Koala is well on this jet. I imagine he will go for the operator on the attacking side. He normally does find so much impact out of it, and it's just tough. Virtuoso, they really just have to take things one round at a time and have to make sure that they're not falling into any of these pitfalls they have in the past. It is a very big commitment in towards Halls here, but neither side really winning out on the fight. It's an owl drone exchange each way. It's information, but no frags.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, so Koala not able to sneak away there from the grab well, and a really heads up owl drone. So it was basically information traded out, and off the back end of a camera and a recon bolt, the Cypher and the Sova were known. I don't think anybody else was known on the side of Ghost Gaming, but because Sniper used that owl drone, they spot out everybody else, and they're able to find that frag nice and early, which is exactly what they needed to do. They need to get started early here on defense. Well, now they're a player ahead. Nismo lower on HP as well, and unfortunately, not even having the heal available. You can't heal yourself on the sky. So being a player down, Ely looking to make it 2. Not able to find the frags. So it's a trade across the map, but low HP on 2 as Virtuoso still have ways to win this round. They just have to pull it through.
They will. Nismo up with the bird there, trying to find a bit of info. He doesn't garner too much, and the rotation out from McDonald's is going to be a bit late here, but it's a nice shot from Apoth. Everyone is so low on this Ghost Gaming squad that even just chip damage could do them in, especially with Iconic spot towards main. Perfect position, perfect frag. There's really no time left. Iconic keeps it up, and then Sniper to chime on in at the end. Virtuoso, they hold on well there. I feel like they're a team that can sometimes fall into not ever getting aggressive, but there they do. Iconic takes some space towards main, is able to kind of reflank at the end.
And so that round was played perfectly from Virtuoso based off of what they saw from Ghost. They saw a lot of people kind of stacked up towards A, and then they slowly kind of sheepdogged Ghost into that B site where it was just the complete crunch, right? We saw where Iconic was playing. They thought they maybe had some free reign on the B site, but it was anything but. So a really solid round in response to a poor first half. And it starts to get that ball rolling, right? Here's our snowball effect. It starts with that pistol. Now it needs to come through with that anti-eco. Let's go slowly chip away at the barrier orb. Ely going to be here. Spectre in hand. Tosses out some utility to stop and push for now. You heard the classics. We know that the weaponry isn't quite the best for Ghost Gaming, as Iconic able to find a body shot onto 1. That's a frag and puts Virtuoso again 1 player ahead.
Yeah, it's a really good round here thus far from Virtuoso. They're looking to just keep this as clean as possible. I mean, we saw in that last game of Split, they won their bonus round even, so we'd expect them to be looking pretty strong here. Ghost Gaming, Again, just hunkering down. They just have to make sure that they don't get overconfident whatsoever. But I feel like that shouldn't be an issue, at least not yet. Koala, actually finds a shot onto Iconic, but Apoth here to clean up the job. Finds one, no trades here. This should have never been winnable. Now it's a 3v3. Spikes down. You almost have to favor Ghost a little bit here.
Especially when, I always say it, but that fourth player being the clock, right? You just have to buy time on such a big map, and now you've got a Marshall to work with, maybe a Spectre. There goes Swin. Very proficient with the scoped weapons himself. Zeely trades it back. It should be the swap on over into the hands of Nismo as Chase looks to trade things out. It's low health. It's a Bulldog. It's Lin and a 1v2. Make it a 1v1. Nismo the last one standing. Hot flash comes through, guiding Lycan to push him away. Jump peek there with the classic. Not able to find it just yet. Running out of time, though, is Lin able to find the frag and should have plenty of time to get the defuse. Virtuoso, they grabbed the round, but Ghost made it hurt.
What? At what cost? Yeah, that came way closer than it ever should have been. The Killjoy in on the site, over-swinging, over-committing to the fight a little bit, allows that Marshall to be picked up, and then Ghost really run with it. Great shot from Win towards spawn side, but thankfully for them, they had a player to come up big right at the end and clutch it out. Lin doing a ton for his squad. So now we get to see the look of Ghost Gaming with weapons in the back pocket. No op for the likes of Koala quite yet. But let's see where they're going to work with this. Again, they seem to be wanting to just go quick towards this B site. That Viper Wall not committed quite yet, so I imagine they'll just pop that on up and just straight run it. Slow.
A very slow start here. Some information gathered by Apoth there. Still the Bulldog in hand for Lin. I believe the only weapon really able to be bought into this one. So the bonus round seemingly looking to go the way of Ghost. One kill traded back though. Ooh, as Nismo picks one up. Nice little long range headshot. And this is a map where I thought I would expect Ghost to kind of win out on every single duel. It hasn't necessarily been the case, but seeming to be the more confident team in taking some of these fights. And that's what Breeze comes down to a lot of the time. Sure, you need to be able to use your utility as well, but you have to just be able to find the long-range shots. That's why we see the Vandals used quite often. That's why we see the Marshals, the Operators get heaps of value on this one. So a near-flawless round for Ghost as they went out on a couple of duels against Pistols and Marshals. Puts them to double digits. It was just the bonus for Virtuoso. So now Lin going to be wielding that Operator completely glass cannon. No shields for the Sage. As the rest of the squad purchases up their rifles, now we get to see the gameplay for real.
We do. Operator, like you mentioned, in the hands of Lin can be so pivotal. But my risk for Virtuoso is that it's glass cannon. If they lose that, if that falls into Koala's hands, this gets super rough for them. It's the same setup really here from Virtuoso with the Killjoy, the Astra utility all tucked in towards that B site. An interesting formation on the map. As for Ghost Gaming, they're again going nice and slow here. Like, they've done well to punish this aggression out of Virtuoso. In that last round, we saw the push up from Lin towards mid. It was immediately shut down. They clearly have a good control on the pacing of the game.
Now we're getting into scary territory as Chase slowly pushes up through tube. The clock just continues to tick down, and quite often we've seen teams just running out of time. The spike goes down out towards B. I think it's just out of audible range, so I don't think Iconic is able to make that call as we see that rotation coming on through Apoth. Actually looking to back things up over towards A, over towards tube. And it's only going to be Chase found if he continues to push forward. Lots of utility, though, from Iconic. Should be able to stop this push as the drone goes through. Koala maybe looking to dash on. Seekers behind it. For the information from the remaining members of Virtuoso. Nismo looks to push on through. Koala since made his way onto the side as well. Hunter Shuri. So all the ultimates coming out here on the side of Ghost. Looking to secure round number 11. Looking to strip away the rifles from Virtuoso. And they're able to take one out of the hands of Iconic.
That they are retake is in full force here. Healy, what a shot. Absolutely obliterates Koala. Now this becomes quite doable. Nismo, though, huge spot.
They are aware, so they are able to find that frag. Ghost now down their last 3. The clock is ticking and Chase is still on the flank. The shots, they go wide, but they're still unaware. Looking for more. Oh my goodness, Ely will fall. The neural theft will give the information that both players are looking to push onto the side in a 3v2 situation. Virtuoso, everything weighing against him here. Chase with a huge round on the flank, a 3K on it, and Win to close things out goes to 11.
Well, yeah, why would they ever expect a second on the flank? Nismo was there the whole time. They gun him down. They think that's the last straw, but then out comes Chase, finds himself a double. And the thing is, even if these players on the site die, there was always the Viper post-plant utility, which was in their back pocket. So at a certain point, it just became absolutely unwinnable. But I mean, I also want to talk about how late they commit that Viper wall, because they don't commit it immediately. They wait until they're fully ready to execute, so they're never giving anything away. They're never wasting that util, and that's crucial when you only have this single controller. So Ghost definitely doing a great job at that. It is an anti-eco here, or maybe more accurately an anti-force buy, because there's some investment from Virtuoso, but Ghost already looking strong. But Apoth actually picking off Ryan there. I think that gun can get recovered. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, Apoth goes down. Unfortunate with the Viper's Pit towards A. Ghost gladly will beat feet over towards B site and will continue to find the frags just as they did previously. Like you mentioned, the Arsenal, not the best. They bought in a little bit, but not necessarily reaping the rewards that they were hoping for. Well, Stinger versus Vandal. Nismo comes out on top now. Lin with that recovered weapon looks to play a little bit of 1v4 whack-a-mole here. Nismo swings out. Maybe the first fall. No, Nismo with the frag. 2 on the round, but more importantly, Ghost will secure their 12th map and a series point here in this round.
Yeah, that it is. Ghost here looking fantastic. Virtuoso, it's another huge comeback that they'd have to try and mount at this point in time. They are pulling out the double op, which I think is interesting. I expected Ghost in this series to likely be the ones to do so because they have 2 oppers, but Virtuoso, they're going to give it a crack. I think Breeze is the good map to do it, but it almost feels like desperation at this point because it's such a huge deficit that they have to mount back from. And the thing is, if they even lose one of these ops, the economy is just going to be in shambles. Like, even if Ghost loses this, just damage will be enough to keep them going. Sniper holding down towards the halls there as Ghost. Spike postured out towards A. They do have the Viper working a bit of a lurk, though, and they might actually be rotating back off of that. Still, neither one of these operators has been spotted.
Lin, nice headshot onto Ryan to open things up. Great way to keep Virtuoso in the mentions here on Breeze as the knives come online. Operator just around the corner. This is going to be a duel for the ages as Koala slowly creeps up. We get the X-ray. We get the shot. Lin able to secure another 1-for-2 across the map as the operator stripped away from the Sage. Still a player down, our Ghost, as Nismo looks to play off the back end of a pop flash. The decay comes back up, but it's just not enough health to win the duel. Ely out on top there is Iconic, able to find one with the operator of his own. And well, now Quinn in a tough spot to close things out. Would need to find 4 frags on the round, and a Nova Pulse going to stun him up. Tap, 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 but not going to get it just yet. He slowly creeps on through. 20 seconds on the clock with too many angles to worry about. Basically everywhere. We've got a Virtuoso player as the recon bolt goes through. The backstab will land as well. Apoth to close things out. 12-6 the scoreline. A couple of ultimates still online for Virtuoso as they live to fight another round.
I feel like Virtuoso almost looked a little afraid to get aggressive in some of these rounds, but they fight forward with Lin in that one, and he finds a lot with the operator there, right? The double entry. Like, I'm wondering if there's a confidence issue with this team right now, because you are going up against Ghost, but you've upset so many teams. I know they can struggle sometimes when it's streamed. I think there's definitely something a little bit mental going on in the background, but of course they are still playing pretty well. Like they still have a chance to come back into this, but Ghost, they kind of did what they needed to there. They got some good damage in. They've eliminated, again, down to a bit of a weirder buy for Virtuoso, but they still have these ops up to work with, and Iconic has a nice line to work with.
I've got your trail.
Okay, so we get a little bit of that lockdown usage. Should be able to stop a push coming in from main, and I don't think anybody's got a lineup for that awkward spot just yet, although we saw some shock darts earlier. Nothing gonna land just yet, so it buys some time. It also buys some space. Apoth able to push through the tube here. Could get some good backstab value. Chase stuck inside the cam. Ryan gonna come back and peek to make sure nobody's pushing through tubes. So Ghost doing their due diligence not to give up too much here in round 19.
That they are here, Apoth. Nice spot. He's still not giving away the game. Chase is actually wary that something could be going on. Ooh, the rope. Not good enough. Apoth finds it. He's still committed to this position, though, looking for a bit more information. He won't find it. The execute's actually coming out towards the A site. And as this wall falls, Iconic's in a good spot, but the pit goes up infinitely harder now.
Yeah, the operator gets a whole lot less value as well with that Viper's pit. And, well, backstab from Nismo. We cut the numbers down just a bit. It's only one member down for Virtuoso, and everybody's starting to fall on the side of Ghost. 6 rounds on the board for this Virtuoso squad. 7th on the horizon as Ryan dances around the pit, takes a bit of damage, but looks to take the fight right into the face of Iconics, and maybe gets a classic to the side of the head. That's exactly the case as the res come through. 4 will remain alive for Virtuoso as the defuse gets tossed on over to Sniper. They will nab their 7th.
What is going on with the classics this game, man? Like, everyone is just an absolute demon with the right click. You wouldn't expect that on Breeze, but I guess these guys are just not built like the rest of us. It was a good attempt in the pit to try and get something done, but again, it was the early impact from the operator finding some frags, as well as that really interesting lockdown, right? Like, that completely pushed them back, and it was well comboed with Apoth's position up towards the halls, able to shut things down nicely. 5 away for Virtuoso. They're trying to mount a comeback of their own, but still feels rough because Ghost has another buy and Chase has an Odin. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with it.
Nice timing there as well. You've got that 1, 2, 3 on the utility on the side of Virtuoso as that poison cloud just beats out the barrier orb. What allows for that one to be placed nice and safe-like. So they continue to chip away. The wall will go down on the drone. Look to grab some information. All 5 players are stacked up towards main. So maybe Ghost Gaming a bit over the slow pace that they were forced to play previously. Now looking to just use the brute force strategies. Nismo picks up 1. It's going to be traded right back. Sniper now with the Hunter's Fury online is going to toss it out. Op shot going to go wide. Lin stuck between a rock and a hard spot, or should I say the pipes, and this Ghost Gaming squad is able to survive, but only for a moment as Ryan pushes forward. Looks for something extra, but it's only damage as that spike goes down. Virtuoso in a very tough spot. Too low on health as Apoth slowly brings up the flank through the mid doors.
Look at this, and Win as well. He has a flank of his own. Dark goes forward, so does the Cosmic Divide. They're trying to make this quickly, but the X Factor really lies on this Sova. Koala in a nice spot, ready to shut it down. Finds one, another right on the horizon, but he doesn't swing in time. Another classic, but the lineups are here. The lineups are ready. A flank as well. Iconic is holding. He has to come off the bomb immediately, and the lineups, I think they're too late. No, comes through. Ryan for 1, still on the spike. He needs to just hold this. It's already half, but Ryan has the shot. Ghost Gaming has the series.
Just like